Greetings, everyone. Welcome. It's midweek, and we haven't yet tried best of three, so I didn't even ask chat today. I figured we should try this. Our friend Hunter was in chat yesterday talking about how at the end of Zendikar cycle, he had found that best of three was extremely soft, that maybe people were either... people drift away from best of three, or the spikiness of pursuing rank does attract the spikiest players. Like, it feels like the spikiest players are trying to get their highest mythic possible, and so they're all truly the spikiest are off battling for highest rank, whereas the purists who just want to draft can have a great time in best of three. So we'll see. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to poison the well with preceding the thought, but I do want to start to keep an eye on whether we think that there is some, what is the opponent quality like in these best of three queues? Is it bad, or is it like Card Kingdom level? Because if it was Card Kingdom level, we're talking like mythic number 1, 2, up top 3 or so would be the comparison there. They're my sponsors. They are purveyors of everything you need for your physical Magic game. They give you the supplies and the singles and the sealed product if you give them the cash, and they get it to you quick. They get it out the door ASAP. Always packed well, always has something a little cool. Maybe it's a token, maybe it's a sticker, something. There's always something extra in the package. Even a small order, you get something that's like, oh, I didn't ever seen this before, and I love that about them. A lot of things to love about Card Kingdom, but I just ask that if you're in the market for physical Magic stuff, keep them on your radar, and when you check them out via my affiliate link. And then if you do decide to give them your business, it helps keep me on the air because they know you got there from here. Thank you. Let's dive in. I'm going to continue buying in gems here. We'll get into draft view, see how long it takes to fill here, and update info while we wait. Oh, that's going to be too long. Pablo feels like the line is at about platinum best of 1 for best of 3 average competition. Interesting. I just saw Mama was the candy counter. Well, I was what? Let's see. That was 80? It was 80. So that puts me at 8. Summer of 80, I would have been 8. I mean, I'm curious if anybody like 25, 30 or younger, or 25, anybody who by the time they were of the age to watch Star Wars, it had been super established as a huge thing in our pop culture. Like, basically, were people spoiled on the spoiler in Empire before they saw it as youngsters? Because I mean, that's also for me it will always be the biggest dun 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 moment that I will ever experience in cinema. It can't possibly be. You can't come up with something that's going to be more impactful than Darth Vader's revelation at the end of Empire to an 8-year-old in love with Star Wars. Like, nothing. Almost full here, starting soon. All right, let's get to it. What do we got? Graven Lore. If you can get to the point where you're casting this with a decent amount of snow, you're probably just winning. A lot of games I thought I was going to win ended the other way when my opponent recovered with a Graven Lore. And we've cast it to pretty good effect here as well. It's also just straight up Demon Bolt and Poison the Cup for some premium removal options. Red is better in the format than black, enough to the point that we probably would want to start with Demon Bolt if we want to go with removal. So I think we're on Demon Bolt or Graven Lore, depending on where we want to start. Demon Bolt more flexible. I mean, this is really asking... I mean, this is... If you're paying 3 blue, no scry to draw 3 cards, that can be fine in this format too, I think, if you get there. But again, this is actively like bad against a very good aggressive deck, because you're just not going to have time to get 5 mana going to draw cards. I mean, again, if you have, it's going to win you the game, but it's not going to be the Graven Lore that did it. It's going to be that you stabilized with other stuff. So yeah, let's take the Bolt. It just goes in... Yeah, this is just such a solid place to start, right? And now, next up, really a very weak pack. There's a rare missing. We messed around with the Forge yesterday. That was interesting. Super weak pack. I'm kind of on Mistwalker because of that. We could end up red-blue giants. That's fine. It also cuts blue. I mean, this is technically a blue card, but it's not really one that people prioritize for good reason. And then we leave a Hulk here. Unfortunately, I don't think we wheel this Hulk. This pack is too bad. But, you know, if it's in some world where we wheel a Hulk, that'd be good. But Mistwalker, then probably Vandal, Hulk, or at a similar level than like Gladewalker, Snow Swamp. Well, let's take the only good blue card. Thank you for that. That was extra loud for me. Oh, it's because my personal volume is up. Let me turn that down. Some of the uncommon sagas are good. Not all of them. What's this one? I don't know. This is rare. Each player mills 4, then you exile a creature planeswalker from each, and then for the next couple chapters, you can cast spells exiled. So you hope to spend 3 mana to give yourself access to a couple of creatures to draw. That is reasonable, but I think I'd rather just have a pack mate. There's Bound in Gold as well. Rune Eyes is somewhat interesting, but not super interesting yet. I think I'm just going to take Packmate as incredibly solid. Well, and then we get a Teamer Snowland and kind of see what the table's opening up for us. Seeker is on the table here too. Slumber Mound in green-red decks. People do get very greedy, and the Glittering Frost is a high pick in the format. So Slumber Mounding a Glittering Frosted land is that's some delicious magic. So yeah, I'm going to take the Fjord here. Reasonable, somewhat signally. And we can even justify the island here because of that, I think. Rune of Sustenance is a very good rune. Thank you for that sub, by the way, Panoramics. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah, Mirror Lake also there. Yeah, sorry, I kind of missed Mirror Lake. I think that's the correct pick. I just didn't process this. Somehow I thought this was the black one. But with where we're headed, I think we can just hedge towards this. If there were a snow duel. But again, I do like the white rune. We're just not in any direction towards white yet. And Raven Form I don't want to take here. If we wheel that, that's fine, but I don't really prioritize Raven Forms. I'll take the ones that show up and then see if we need them, basically. Interesting pick here. Woodland Chasm is kind of half on color Snowland, but Raven is fine, right? So these are the two choices. We're not at Augur levels yet, but I think it's Raven or Chasm. Yeah, Raven is fine. I've come down on the Raven. I was blown away by this card when I saw it, but there's just so much other Foretell quality going on in the format that turn 2 Foretell Raven, turn 3 play Raven isn't that amazing. It's fine. It's okay. And then turn 4 Raven is fine. It ends up being like fine, right? You know, so I think I'll take the Chasm and hedge towards the Snow, knowing that if I don't end up with one of those, it's not the end of the world. And yeah, we may end up with others. Here we could just take a Snow Forest and lock into more of a snow plan here. We only have one green card, though. But what else we take in? Raptor here says there is a white, you know, we kind of, is it too late? These two suggest there's a lane open there, but I don't know if it's worth hedging for it just on the, like the Demon Bolt, you know? I think given that the forest adds to where we're headed more directly, because this is kind of a green card as well. So you like the 2-4? Interesting. I'm going to take the Snowland, but 2-4 was an interesting call as well. Here we'll take it. We'll take this one here. Oh, Liberator, though. It is choice time. We got Demon Bolt plus Liberator or Demon Bolt plus Kinsey, because I guess we got to take Liberator. This is just too much better, right? We do want to play red in this deck. We got the Demon Bolt. Whether we're Team or Snow or Red Blue Giants or green base green good stuff, all of those, so say Liberator is in play there. Yeah, Boros. Maybe it's not too late to Boros pivot here. At least hedge here, because there's nothing like although we've having done a lot of Boros recently, we've kind of learned that Doomscar Oracle is not really where you want to be in aggro Boros. So, but maybe it's what we take Code Spell instead. Mammoth Growth is playable barely, question mark. Yeti, I take Yeti. Yeah, I guess I wasn't really enamored with anything there, so I just, kind of landed on the Yeti. The Snow Swamp here with the Woodland Chasm at least gives a pretty clean, avenue into black if we want to be base green good stuff Snow. And on that front, you know, Priest comes around, so maybe we're getting our signal here with Grim Draugr and Priest and late Snow Swamp, Woodland Chasm. I think we just have to actually backdoor into the black as opposed to the white here. Look at this, Village Rites as well. I mean, at least I'm hedging the Priest. This is not a commit, but it's definitely a hedge. Yeah, just nobody wants white at all, to the point that, like, maybe I'll take the Champ here or the Braggart over a second Yeti. I mean, there's a world in which, like, if the table is not white at all, we could actually switch and get a fine white deck. Maybe, yeah, maybe it was supposed to be Braggart. I'm not sure on that one. I continue to rather have Snow Islands than like Raven Form. Raven Form is a necessary evil if I have to. And I'll take a Broken Wings here. If we're Boros, Broken Wings is fine, and I like it better than the Cleric. We'll get all the Clerics we want, I think. But then Blood on the Snow, somewhat rewarding us for the Hedge. I think we just got to do that. There's Path to the World Tree as well. Bergie is nice. But Blood is definitely a direction we can head and is really worth going to, I think. Can we do... What are we doing, though? I feel like... Are we blue? I guess we're 4-color, like we're non-white. I don't know. You don't... First of all, Raven Form... So below average tomato. Raven Form isn't unplayable, but I almost think that the second one is. So I just hardly ever prioritize the first one. And really the problem with Raven Form is that a 1/1 flyer is basically a real card. Wow, Elixir is still here. We got to grab that. Agar and Ravager are hard to pass. But yeah, there's also really good removal options that just take care of the thing at common as well. You know, just kill the thing outright. And especially against small stuff. You know, you're feeling pretty great if you're taking their Lindworm and turning it into, you're not even though. If you turn their Lindworm into a 1/1 flyer, yeah, it's pretty good there. But you still have a 1/1 flyer now that's attacking you, right? And now take that down and imagine that you've used it on my Fearless Liberator. You've spent 3 mana to turn my excellent 2-drop into a fine 1/1 flyer, right? It's just too awful against those types of decks. So that's why I only would ever want one, because even those sometimes want you want something to get rid of something major or whatever. Yeah, like at most I want one, and that's when I don't have any of the other good removal. And or also if you have like endless Mistwalkers, Raven Form's a little better because you're just inherently ready for 1/1 flyers, but still. Yeah, I think this might be pick, but snow decks don't really don't make great. I mean, I guess we can put this isn't a defender. We could put it on the priest and go. But yeah, I think sorry, we want the Glittering Frost. We're doing the frost thing for sure. Rare land also possible, but frost is what this deck wants to do, I think. There's the Lindy we were talking about. This pack has some interesting options. I don't think we're heavy red. Like, we're probably not going to play the Liberator, but we might play the Bolt. Yeah, it could just be Lindy time. I mean, I've played 3 of these and not been unhappy. Inga for sweeper combo. Yeah, that's an excellent point. Inga is a thing. I think actually, yeah, with our Blood on the Snow, I like that. Let's take Inga and we'll get our Lindy. We get hopefully some Lindies later. I like that. Maybe I'm overvaluing that combo, but it is really powerful. And here's another one. I guess if I knew I was getting this one right here, I could have taken the other. Snow Mountain if we wanted to do that. But another Inga is fine. Or do we want Glade Walk? Nah, Glade Walker is just not powerful enough to take here. Yeah, maybe I'm overconfident in the ability to pick up a Lindy. Because we did see green, we just saw it in weird ways, and also because you don't, we took green in the form of Snow-Covered Forest, Woodland Chasm, Packmate, and Mirror Lake. Those are all green cards that matter to me. Another Fearless Liberator, wow. Glimpse of the Cosmos or Bergie. We don't really have the Giants yet for Glimpse, but if we did, we would really love the Glimpse. But yeah, probably just need Bergie here. Like we don't have the payoff for this yet. I'd like to get there, but Bergie is more important. Chat is correct. And Vandal here over Raven Form, and note that Usher continue, like, boy, yeah, if you went white in this draft, you'd be fine. I mean, I think we're going to have a fine deck, but white is just so wide open that someone's going to have an absurd aggro white deck. Here's another chance at a Raven. And yeah, I like the Raven here over like a Raider or Berserker. Raven number 2 or Rune of Flight. Just Raven again, I guess. You like Raise? Yeah, Raise is interesting because we are intending to make some bloody snow. You think we're out of green entirely? We'll see. Yeah, we could end up. That's what Tron was trying to say. I was saying I'm still willing to push it because if you can get that base in green, your power is elsewhere, and it's okay. But yeah, let's take Snow Swamp here, though. I like trying to power up these priests that I hope to get more of. Yeah, it's certainly not flowing this way either, Tron. It's totally reasonable. My point though is that in a base green X color deck, you just need you need enough of the base green that's doing the thing, and then it doesn't matter that you're not dense in green, but you still need a certain density. I agree with that. Well, the Kinseekers we passed on comes back around anyway. I don't think we're gifting to the point that actually, well, gift, we do have, I suppose you could do it. Nah, that's getting fancy play. But we're never playing that, and I don't care about the vault progress that much, so I'll take the technically playable. And here's a technically playable. Faceless Haven, interesting. Powerful. We are doing the snowy stuff. What else does this pack have for us? A Skemfar Elder Hall, if we're willing to continue to consider green. Just another Misty. A Squash. But yeah, with our lack of plays at 3, I think Misty here is fine. Faceless Haven, tempting, but we need 3s, and this is a nice one for this deck. Narfi! Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Bergie's good too, but we'll take Narfi here. Doomscar for somebody else's sweeper. We're on pillar for sure. Easy pillar. Yeah, Packmate was in there too, but it's looking like we are sliding away from green a bit. If the black and blue is going to be of this quality, base black, blue, splash a little red is totally fine. But let's see what the packs continue to deliver, because besides the black, blue, we're pretty flexible here now. Yeah, I think this is just Snow Island though, right? Where's our free priests? Want more free priests. And then prioritizing one of those raises would be nice. Not really doing white splash, so that rare land is not for us, and we just want another island here. Mountain. Boy, I'm worried about playables now. Like, if I cut all these lands, where are we at? I wish I could... I guess I can look at the stats, but it's hard. Like, I got 8 lands minus... That's all right. That's not that bad, I guess, playable-wise. Yeah, I guess we can do seasons, but I'm thinking we're kind of falling off of green here. Skull Raid also fair. Yeah, maybe I'll take Skull Raid because I think I'm worried about playables. Last minute pivot to Skull Raid based on playables. Here I'll take the Frostbite since we have the density of snows to make this a creature lightning bolt. And Disciple would be okay. East wants a 2-dot Cleric. That's fair. Frostbite as... Yeah, I don't think we're playing green. That's why I'm not taking things like Sentinel. Here we go. Priest is what I want. Yeah, Rat Burglar was like second place for me there. Faceless Haven comes around. I think we take that and play it. Snow Island or Pick. Yeah, this isn't really a pick deck. I like that I've come so high on the pick from where I used to be on it, but not really a pick deck. Not a pup deck or a intruder deck either, but we'll take that and throw it in the board. Never doing any of this. Guess I'll take Vault Progress. Vault Progress. I'm not playing another one of those if I have to play the first. Same here. Well, interesting draft. I don't know how well I navigated it, but I don't think our deck stinks. It's got some power to it. I do think we're off of the green, though. It just never flowed really in either direction. That means we're off of the mirror lake. Let's see what our snow sitch is. Yeah, maybe we have enough free sources. We only have the one, really. There's one free source of green. That's it. I don't think that's worth that. What does this put us on lands? Although, you know, we might just be, well, we get 2 more lands added. So then we only need to add 1 more thing to like this. Oh, what's this doing out of the deck? Get in there. We don't have cuts unless we're gonna bring the green back in. We have some powerful green cards, has been called. We have powerful fixing, which we don't want to splash for. We have a reasonable artifact hate card. I dig the Vandal, but it's not a, like, I don't know. And then there's Packmate, like best green common, maybe best common, question mark? I don't know. Fantastic, yes. Mirror Lake, double green. I mean, this cannot be a base green deck, and therefore I'm not in for 3 mana green fixing and double green cards. Yeah, I think we just put in the black trick. I think that's the best card we're not playing. And then ironically, we are in best of 3 with basically no ability to sideboard unless we decide that Brine Barrow Intruder is somehow worth it. Yeah, Gifts with Priest is all right. I do like that play. And then we could, with the Faceless Haven, this could be even an 18 lander. Right now, this is 17 land. Let's collapse our deck and then look at it up here again. So like his Wings isn't doing much. I think I'd rather just have an 18th land than a Wings. Although we have Fearless Liberator in that would wear Wings. Like, we're kind of playing this randomly because it's okay. Like, this is not a great card in this deck. We're not reliably casting this on 2, which is really where you want it. I almost want to cut Wings and Liberator, but I don't know what we can bring in here. Giants double red is maybe doable because it's 7, but that's not very appealing. But I'm really trying to avoid the bringing in the green. I just feel like it messes up our mana too much. A deck can be good for best of 3 if it pivots well. Like if you have a deck that has the sideboard contents that is good at responding to what your opponent is doing, that's a deck that's good at best of 3. If you have a deck that does not adjust well, but is a great game 1 deck that maybe catches them by surprise, like a great example is aggro as just a simple thing that's, quote, better in best of 1. Because aggro is the type of deck that most people can sideboard more heavily against. Like, where we can go, okay, well, if they're playing aggro, fine, we're going to include the Brine Barrow Intruder, and it's actually good in that matchup, whereas it's so bad in every other one that I don't want to play this. And when you get to bring in Brine Barrow Intruders or whatever, badish cards against aggro, then you're more powerful against it. So I think that's mostly what people are talking about in terms of the difference on the types of thing to consider about what makes a deck better or worse for best of 1 or best of 3, or maybe a good best of 1 deck would be one that relies heavily on super powerful artifacts and enchantments. Like, that's, your bombs are hard to kill without sideboard. You know, if your bombs are that, right, that's another place where best of 1 is your friend. Anyway, what is our friend here? It's not green. Well, I agree. Like Liberator is so the question is, are you sure green isn't better here than the red? Because we're talking about Frostbite and Demon Bolt with a single Snowland, Snow Duel, and a single. Well, don't we have a? I thought we had a Snow Mountain. Anyway, maybe we don't. I guess we didn't take it. And this has a snow forest we could bring in. So really, yeah, the question is, do we like Vandal Packmate as a splash basically better than Bolt Frostbite? And I guess still the answer is no, especially given that this type of interaction is a little bit lacking in our deck. Seems like more of a constructed thing to you. I don't know, Jim. I just gave you excellent examples. Do you not? I mean, I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on the words I said? I mean, just, but okay. I don't know. I thought that was good info. And you're like, whatever. Back to this though. I think we. Bite and Liberating. Why would you cut Bite in a deck that is definitely going to get the snow to make this 3 damage? Like, this is 3 damage for 1 and 4 damage for 3. Like, we want both of them for sure. I know this isn't what... Okay, fine. I don't do Liberator. Look at that. We're not doing Liberator. But then what the heck is this Raven Wings doing? Okay, we can't do Raven Wings. What the heck is this doing in the deck? Right? So then... we add our 18th land, which I like. I'm gonna be arbitrary about the land add now because I don't know what we're gonna add long term, but we'll do that. And then no, I'm not gonna do a vote. I'm gonna show you what I would do, and then we're gonna do that and see how it goes. And then maybe if it, yeah, we'll see. I just don't think. I mean, if you think like what, for those of you who want green, what's your plan? You're running Packmate and Vandal? For those of you who want green, tell me what your plan is even. Are you bringing in the Frost? Or are you just playing Packmate and Vandal as a random value creature whose value diminishes greatly when you're not doing the early foretell play? Oh, I think you're all being way too greedy. Playing, like, running a... Okay, fine. So we play Frost. How many green sources are you putting in for this Frost? Are you... I mean, y'all are bonkers. I'm like, stressed out about my mana base when it's 2-color. You want to just, like, be... I'm gonna put in the 8... You're the 7 minimum green sources needed to support a Glittering Frost in this deck. That is just... Come on. That can't be right. So I get the appeal of these two, but I don't think Packmate and Vandal are a better pair than Bolt and Frostbite, and I do not get the idea of trying to support Glittering Frost and Mirror Lake in this deck. I think that is a disaster waiting to happen. All right. So let's fill this out with whatever nonsense I need to fill it out with, though. I mean, maybe it is Packmate, like... Maybe it's a compromise and we do 4-color it, and like the Hedge is just Packmate and a Snow Forest, and then at some point we get a Chasm or a Snow Forest and we can cast a Packmate. Like, I just don't want to mess our mana up anymore. Like, even a Snow Forest is making me... Yeah, so I again, like, this is so unreasonable to like randomly try and get this Packmate. Why don't we just put the Liberator back in? I know this isn't great, but I don't know what else to do here. Yeah, Intruder, I guess, is the Hedge. This is where we're best of 3, though. So I'll tell you what, if we face aggro, I'm going to swap out Liberator. Well, I'll bring in Intruder in addition to the Liberator, because this will just be a blocker at that point. And no, I'm not going to mess up the mana anymore. The mana is tough enough already, gang. I think it's too greedy, even by my standards, to go for the 4-color with green here. So that's where we landed. Where do we need something about it hard being green, or something of, we need a green pun for the deck name. No green. Feeling green. Green gills. I don't know. But now, while you work on the clever deck name, I'm going to work on our mana. We have priests early and blue early, so we just need heavy blue and black, of course, and then a nominal amount of red. How much red do we want is really the point. I mean, as much as we can get. Let's see what we can get. And feel good about our black blue. Like right now, our black blue is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now we're 8, 8, 2. So grim. Oh, it must be 9. Am I miscounting? Five, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, jeez, I was hoping I was miscounting. See, this is what like adding green. Whew, no way. So, gosh, this could even be a 19 lander. Maybe we. I think we have to add another mountain here for me to be comfortable with this, especially with this Liberator. I know, I gotta have another mountain. I just gotta. So then where does that leave me? Something's got to drop to 7. We're doing like an 8, 7, 3 colorless. All right. Then cutting swamp. You think blue? I couldn't tell. Like, I guess double priest may be more important even than the harbinger. Bind is there. All right, I'll do. I was very narrowly. I can go swamp instead. We do have a blood on the snow. All right, let's look for a good name. I like hats. Hedge trimmer's good. I get it. And let's put the pack mate, unless somebody chose something. Mirage basics for Tron. Okay. 1, 2 Mirage Islands, 5 Mirage Swamps, and 2 Mirage Mountains. I've already forgotten all of that. It was 2, 5, 2, right? All right, looks good. Weird one. But this deck has some stuff going for it. We'll see. Certainly not the finest we've drafted around here, but I believe it can get some wins. How many say you? Move this a little bit. That is not the opener we are looking for. It's a little better. Look, we even get turn 2 Liberator. Why not? We're going to keep this. And I'm going to throw back the Yeti as not being what we want right now, I don't think. I'd rather get the Scry from Rune Eyes, and we'll maybe... I don't know if we have shuffle effects, but anyway, Yeti is whatever here, I think, compared to the rest of the hand. Try to drop snowlands as possible, but obviously gonna Liberator on 2, looking to activate on 3. Disciple's just the worst. It gets to eat the Liberator and take one of our cards. I would rather... Let's see, we have double island. I think we could lose an island if we want to be greedy, or we can just lose the Harbinger. And although, yeah, Liberator, what's it going to do? It's going to trade off for this and then make a replacement. It's not that powerful here. You could almost justify pitching the Liberator if we thought this was going to ramp us. Yeah. I was so happy to actually be able to liberate, but Disciple just wrecks that plan, doesn't it? So I'm going to discard the Liberator. I'm shocked, but feels correct to me. Fair. Iona does like a Liberator. Oh, interesting. I wasn't sure what we were going to do this turn, but Harbinger only ramps you if you're doing foretelling or instants and sorceries, so I'm going to double foretell this turn now that we can do that. Actually use our ramp here. Let's see. I think I'm going to play the mountain. If we get discarded, I want to have our splash available. So I'm going to play the mountain here, although, you know, we do need double swamp for eventual. Let's see. We can go Inga or just double Raven. With the pet potentially flying next turn, I like double Raven. Say what you got to do about this. Yeah, no blocks. We can attack with all 3. Looks like they might be a little stuck. This could be a Jarl, but if they want the Harbinger, cool. Looks like Jarl. I don't see why they chump there if it's not. But we'll go ahead and land an Inga. What did you want to do, Fat? Bunch of lands, all of it's snow. We do want snow lands, but I have a real tough time keeping lands on top here. We need action, so I'm actually going to bin all of this, even though I do like our snow. If we're going to draw lands, may they be snow lands, but I'm not going to actively choose to. Yeah, great scry in terms of... We would, let's just say, without Inga, we would have been playing some Peter Gabriel soon. Yeah, that's interesting, right? They could have blocked with the... Maybe they just were playing around tricks or whatever, but I think people just dig getting any kind of trigger off the Jarl. Haha, we did it, right? Well, 1 snow is good enough for Bergie.
All right, everyone, chill.
Yeah, thinking what to do if they do gifts on the discarder is certainly worth thinking about, Fat. I'll try and do that. And this isn't aggro enough for me to worry about, like, bringing in an intruder. Although it's kind of an interesting counter to the Jarl. Like, if you can... They think they're going to get damage on your thing, but not? I don't know. How do I do that? Is it in here? Yeah, I mean, this looked like white-black, right, with the Infernal Pet, so that's no surprise there. But it doesn't change anything. I mean, we don't have anything in the sideboard unless we bring in Intruder or, like, Wings, so we're just done. If we're not adding green, we're not doing much in the sideboard. All right, only one snowland so far for our priest, but that's enough for Bergie, and a 2, a 4, and a 5 are going to have to be good enough here. See if we can find a 3. Hey, look, we found a 3. Now this hand is just... gas? Well, it's like... it's that corn stuff. No, I don't know where this... oh, maybe so. Yeah, I do believe we got we got some of these styles from one of our gauntlets. Here with 3 swamps, none of them snow, we can let one of these go and use Bergie to... I mean, we just need one more land before Bergie and we're okay. Or, sorry, Inga. And then Inga helps us find land for Bergie. No kidding. Yeah, Inga plus Priest can be quite the combo for drawing 3. That's actually that's super interesting because now we don't need Oppo's help. Like, we already have it basically, because we can go Inga on 4 and then turn 5, sack Priest to kill Disciple, play the other Inga and kill one of our Ingas, and then it'll draw 3 replacing itself, so that's cool too. But right now it's Mistwalker and hold. Let's check. CBL was live. Now it's probably healthy again since I looked at it. It's like Schrodinger's add-on tool. You look at it and it chooses how to be. Well, looks like they can't do anything to get through, so we get to prevent 3 here. Snow. If we happen to draw a snowland off the top, then it's... we even look for it. So we want to look for a snowland. We get to 3 snowlands. We can pick off Berserker. I know they get a 2/2, but we'd still do it. Or the pet if they don't 2-spell. So if we find snowland, I'm going to throw that on top. And there is that. No mountain yet for that Frostbite. So I think we're going to, oops, drop the bite down and then leave a bind. Bind will be fine. Yep. Yeah, next turn we can, well, I want the snowland so that we can priest a 3/3 next turn. And then we'll bind something else after that. Just kind of got to make it through this turn without disaster. That's not going to fire off there. And interesting offer here in that, like, we could block here, block here, block here, and technically we are we have it now. Like, if this is Jarl, we could almost trigger it, and we could trigger the 3 deaths now. But we're going to do it. We're guaranteed to do it next turn. And we're not guaranteed to do it here if they do shenanigans that don't let all three of these die. That's my only concern. All right, so if we think it's Jarl, let's give up Mistwalker, because then Priest plus other Inga could also draw us another 3. That's my thing. If they save, we could end up with only 2 things dead. That's my worry here, gang. That if they... I guess we block the Berserker, because that can't 2-spell into largeness. And if they Jarl away our thing and... Radiantware doesn't like the risk. Everybody else is thinking this is a Jarl play, and I kind of agree. I'm going to do it this way. Radiantware says too risky. Oh, maybe you're right, Radiantware, but I'm going to take the risk today. Or we just immediately get it with no Jarl and no tricks. Okay. And there is the Jarl. And we're going to re-Inga. Or we... I like re-Inga and bind, like the pet. I didn't want to use the I didn't want to block with the priest because it can be removal later if they were Jarling. That was my thought. All right, so now let's focus on this turn, though. I like binding the pet and replaying Inga. Inga number 2. Didn't I? I did block the rat. I don't know what... I got to move on from that play. I don't know what I missed or what you're missing. One of us is missing something, but I got to focus on the task at hand or I'm going to miss the next thing. So, yeah, focusing on this scry. Don't think we want that, yeah, or that. We'll do that. And no attacks. Right, to trade. To be sure we traded. I wanted to trade. I don't know. We wanted 3 things to die, and I didn't want to count on Oppo to do it. Pet would not have been a trade if they 2-spelled on us. I suppose I forgot about that land. We kind of gave him a free angel. That was silly. Didn't really think that through. If anybody in chat saw that and tried to point that out, sorry, I missed it, but that's not great. We're going to go ahead and block here, though. They don't have anything else to do. I guess, I mean, yeah, they can't Jarl this. Oh, yeah, wait. They killed something so we can block and draw 3. Yeah, never mind. Durr. Thanks. We'll take it. And we can still priest the angel. That's a good point. Yeah, well, Pablo, obviously I got a lot of people saying a lot of things, right? A lot of people saying a lot of things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get 6 total if we Liberator and Kinseekers. We don't need a Liberator now. So we have 3 snow. We can get a 4th snow to priest the angel and Bergstrider, a 2/2. That seems like a fine turn, and it gets our red.
All right, everyone. Chill.
All right. Why not Berg the Flyer? Clear, because it would clear the way. It was clear the way on the ground for this attack. But yeah, I suppose this block there. I would just, my heuristic is to Berg the biggest thing. That's why I did that. And I'm again juggling enough that sometimes I autopilot. 6 mana total. We can play a tap land or not. So how much do we want to spend this turn? We only want to spend 6, so we're definitely going to play a tap land. And we've got a giant wizard. We can't get value on the Kinseekers yet. Maybe we should go Yeti Liberator and try to get Kinseekers bigger later. So let's do that. But I can start with an attack. Verdict is okay for us there. We have a nice rebuilding follow. I mean, Oppo's let us... We've scryed 6 and drawn 6 today. Hey, Oni, how you been? Good to see you. Furia is pretty scary, but we're at a decent time for that. And then Narfi plus Kinseekers does give us exactly what we're looking for on that front. So coming up Millhouse there. Can't really Liberator this turn and do all of that, though. So I'm going to hold Liberator back and go Narfi. Oh, wait, do we have it yet? Dwarf Berserker, Zombie Wizard. We still don't have a Shapeshifter on 3, right? We still don't have 3, but we could do it after making a Liberator token if they don't block it, but then they're just going to block it. So I don't know. I guess it's a nice draw, but I was hoping we had the Kinseekers, but and we don't get both this turn anyway. That's interesting. So we could get Liberator Narfi, but probably just want to have Narfi and return Narfi available. Yeah, you just want this to be a giant, right? Although I think maybe we just make Yeti unblockable. That's probably the play here. Yeti until it doesn't work. Yeah, Liberator just into the Furia does nothing, right? Hey, Priest is a nice sight here. It is a zombie cleric, which means we're going to get zombie, 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 and the Kinseekers will trigger, and we get to kill Furia. I think we get to do it all here, too, in terms of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we can do it all except recur Narfi. But I do like attacking with Narfi if they want to double block. We'll get Narfi back next turn, and that's fine. So I like unblockable Yeti. Swing here, and then play ground defense and eventual Furia Killer. Surprised they're not double blocking and at least making me recur Narfi. Oh yeah, that was risky because if we lose Narfi, I don't get the double. Sorry, Oppo misplayed into my misplay, so we got lucky. Although they might Jarl here, I suppose. So I still could get blown out if they Jarl, which would be a fair punishment for my misplay. Nice scry and no Jarl punishment. Must be nice to be us.
Come say I never heard of ya. Don't believe the hype, it's a sequel. Don't believe the hype.
do not want to sacrifice. Well, let's see. Can I afford it? We are about to take out Furia, but we still have this flyer pestering us. I'm not sure we can actually afford the damage from the Yeti, and it would, if it could prevent more damage by blocking, that would be a reason to keep it, but I think we have the ground covered, so I think we have to actually take this action here. Oh, Demonic Gifts, you're just a little late, although we can do the Gifts Priest trick, which will be nice. But I would have liked to have saved the Yeti. That would have been cool. This does give us an answer to the flyer that we currently can't stop. We can offer Liberator and replace it, but I think we just send these two and actually use Liberator on blocks against like the 2/2, and then we have a 1/5 for these, and we can handle taking 2. Could also just play defensively and leave one of these back. Nope, they're done. Yeah, Liberator Boast is totally reasonable. That's probably what I should have done, Pablo. Didn't want to die to removal, but... they saw the writing on the wall, I guess. They're empty hand, and I mean, we did have a huge advantage there. Why am I rewarded with this type of mana in my 3-color decks, but then like my 2-color decks draw mono whatever, right? I don't know, but thanks. Thanks. I guess I'll drop Mountain. It's possible we pick something off with the Frostbite before we untap. And Liberator on 2, you know, when we drop our plan for this deck, it's Frostbite something on 1 and then Liberate on 2, right? Not very snowy around these parts, though. Ooh, yes. I guess we'll bite here, because then we can just play the Priest and actually get some early no-snow value out of the Frostbite. We don't get to activate Liberator here, but we do get to 2-spell and set up Liberator plus Bind next turn. If they come up with a 1-creature solution, we get to next turn drop Island, bind it, and attack with Liberator and activate with no threat to the Liberator. So looking pretty good here, depending on what Oppo manages to do next turn. We can also play Harbinger over Priest. Like, Priest isn't really doing anything, so we should Harbinger. We have no snow lands. Not to lose cards to mill? Why do we care about losing cards to mill? True, I'll remember the sack land now, but it still might be worth it just to get our Liberator in. Maybe not for that, though. That's a little too much value. I like, is this the same opponent? Like, what the heck? Yeah, Priest, I guess, really isn't doing anything here, although it does get big off of Narfi, but Narfi's not coming back for a while yet, so... Priest and Bind are similarly unimpressive here. I think we get rid of the Bind. I think Sackland with the bind and now the Disciple. Like, what are we going to play it on? I guess we could have played it on that Priest. But hey, this is actually a great draw. Yay us. I'm going to say no attacks when we're just going to start sitting behind an Elixir. And they don't have the tools to go aggro on board, so it looks like we're going to start drawing, and I don't know what they do about that. I guess they got to make an Angel, which they could do, you know, just make an Angel off the Disciple. Yeah, look at me learning from last game. Hey, buying the monster is not good when your opponent has a Great Hall of the Starnheim in play. That's why you all show up around here. So that chat can teach you those lessons. Interesting choice. I guess they figured they have no snowlands either and are not coming across any soon, so that 1-1 blocking the 2-1 is better than an 0-4 doing no work at all. Makes some sense. But we found some snow here, and yeah, we could have done that, but we didn't know they were going to necessarily do that right away. And I don't think even necessarily they would have if we didn't Cosmos. I didn't expect them necessarily to come out of the gate with an Angel, but if we did, yeah, we could have kept it for that instance, Siriana. That's a totally reasonable play. For now, though, we get one or the other. If we Kinseekers, we get Wizard, Berserker. Let's go Zombie here, and then Kinseekers gets big next turn. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to just play the thing while I can, but I don't know. I like getting the value there. Bergie will buy us some time away from the Angel, get back above 20 maybe. Priest is a zombie cleric, but zombie does it. Yeah, maybe I should have had different expectations on the use of that land. I think I like Bergie now tapping Warrior. And 2 Snowlands doesn't let us kill anything, although maybe we can get him next turn by attacking Bergie into that God's Hall. We'll see. Don't have attacks here, though. Bummer. What are we doing if we keep it? Not much. Right now our Priest stops the God's Hall anyway, so we're going to take the action and let this go since it's not blocking to save us any additional. But we still have Kinseekers, don't we? We have Zombie. We don't need it for Kinseekers. We don't draw a card? I know what you're... I know. Or maybe you're saying to somebody else. Anyway, I'm going to take the action because we don't need it for the Kinseekers, and it's not blocking. So now we're very close to taking out the Angel with our Priest, which is good to see. And we get Kinseekers and Narfi back. Yeah, I owe you a Narfi meme for sure. Although I'll give you the Narfi meme when we return Narfi to the battlefield. Snowland off the top to allow us to take out the warrior and get the elixir going again for card draw would be incredible. But that's the last thing they can do, so I'll give you the Narfi meme now.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
New plan, Demon Bolt. I'm going to do this while shields are down and take out the set. Well, let's see. What do they got graveyard-wise? Like 1, 2, 3. Look at this. Wow, okay. Oppos are scooping left and right today. I don't play that slow. Yeah, it's almost like the demon. It's stream sniping explains the scoop better than the board state. Well, let's see. Classic mistake is they're in the chat. Now, I don't see Zadoom in the chat. It's often not. I try to have a positive mindset and figure that most people are not stream sniping. Can I adjust something to cover my cards? Only if I cover them from you all too. I mean, yeah, like I don't put them on stream sniping there. I get why, given the Demon Bolt we drew, but I really think it was just the inevitability of our elixir. And same thing as last time, we just really don't have a sideboard, so... Oppo playing Shadow, the Sack 2, and the Doom Scar. So it's a battle of Wraths here. We have a Wrath we haven't drawn yet. I guess Wings is something to deal with Angels. That's true. I don't like having to use removal, save removal for flyers. We do have 2 of these, though. We have 2 Mistwalkers. Supposedly, we're supposed to be able to get up in the air a little bit. All right, this is good. Priest is going to be excellent here. Well, you need some pumping, but you can... I guess you can't even get it to a 4/4 without killing it. Yeah, you're right. This is not the best Angel answer, but... we'll think about it. If we go to the other game, maybe we do need a Wings just to have some protection in the air. Yeah. Oh yeah, it does become a 4/1. Yeah, we can swap it to 4/1. It's expensive though. Like it's 6 mana? 6 mana we can trade. 6 mana to trade is not the best deal. Boy, we're just getting how many Disciples do they have in their deck? I think we've faced a Disciple turn 2 all 4 games so far. Is that true? It feels like we have. In any case, I can give up a Snowland or our Splash. I don't love giving up the Splash land. We don't have a ton of them. But I don't love giving up our action. And I think the Haunting... The Priest is going to be good enough on 3 that we're going to ditch a Snow... Yeah, Snow Island, I think is the thing to ditch. Maybe I should cut this or something. Like, this is just going to be more fodder. Like, this is what's been bad with these Angel lands. But, drop Priest. I could have gone Skull Raid Foretell as well, but this, I like getting this unsummoning sick. Yeah, I'm with you, Pablo. We don't have a lot of room to work with, but maybe even that stupid Flash 1-drop -2 would be better. Yeah, we can also remember Siriana's line, which is just wait until they do the value sack and then bind the Angel. It's not useless. We just have to be very careful with it and know what we're up against. So, also we do know they're up against. That they have Tegrid's Shadow too, and it's terrible against Tegrid's Shadow. So we got a lot of stuff we're like trying to play around. They are kind of. Is this their 4th turn? This is their 3rd turn. They played their land. They can't really Jarl us. I don't know what this attack is. I kind of like calling the bluff. because it can't be Jarl. And then if it's something else, we're... Oh, okay. It's Sigrid. Yeah. Oops. I guess we knew they had Sigrid, too. It felt like a free attack bluff. So when Oppo makes what is a free attack, I'm inclined to block, but it did cost us that. Yeah, we'll hopefully get it back when we blow up the world. And in the meantime, I like just Ravening, I think. Sorry, Mistwalkering, not Ravening. Although, you know, this is a Raven. No, we have not yet seen our sweeper. Only the 4th game, though. Not hyper unlikely to not have seen a single card after 3 games. So here we are again. This time it does seem like the Jarl mana, right? So especially just offering up the Disciples straight up. So we could block and just accept that. We can take this and know, like, but what's our long game plan? Like, at some point we're blocking and trading for a Jarl, and I kind of don't, but I guess we can do better. Like, let's trade up for something. With Mistwalker out and a mana pump, we could even threaten the Sigrid, for example, so I'll say no blocks. Eat Rat is just accepting that our Mistwalker is going to die, and I'd rather foretell the Raven or the Skull Raid here and have Mistwalker activation for Sigrid trade. Yeah, but a 2/3... Oh, it's a god! We can't block Sigrid. I don't know if anybody saw that yet, but yeah, there we go. Some people were pointing that out. Sigrid, this is not a plan for Sigrid, is it? So, I guess we play the Raven and look to try and block that way then. Yeah, we could bind it. That's interesting. If we bind it, then if they do the sack trick, at least we get our priest back. That's a very good point, Hammer. I'm going to attack because I don't want to trade Mistwalker for Elderfang and then they get a Jarl. If they do sack Sigrid to get for value, we get value right back. So it's good. I like it. And that's what we're going to do. I like bind Sigrid and either... Well, we only have the one blue, so then we got to figure out what we're going to foretell. We could also just... I like that play eventually, but I think I'm going to max my mana here and just play the Raven. But I love the point that we can bind the Sigrid and it's a good play. But let's just get a creature out here. Because right, they can't attack into this unless they're going to offer the... I mean, if they send Disciple alone, then it's so obviously Jarl. If they send both, I'll block Sigrid and let them do what they're going to do. Well, if this is the way it's going to be, we could also just decline and save 2 damage a turn off Sigrid. I'm going to decline this turn. And Skull Raid their last 2 cards away, and then bind. But I guess, yeah, I could have let the Raven go because all it's doing is like blocking the Disciple. Because I am going to bind the Sigrid. Well, what was it? 2 planes. Now we're going to take the action. Need some more blue to do much. For now, I'm just going to attack for 1 so I can play the other Mistwalker, and we have Frostbite with 3 snow, so we got a creature bolt here. That's nice. Could bolt Sigurd if we wanted our our priest back, but we're just going to frostbite this disciple now so they don't draw. This is more draw denial than anything else. Still no room to pump Mistwalkers. Nice scry. They do have a Doomscar to top deck. They could get us with that. We're just going to try to get them in the meantime. Really reasonable draw for them. It's preventing our best attacker from getting through. But I'm going to make him block. And we'll get a pump in the air now. Yeah, we get Priest back, but that can't close out a game, unfortunately. I'll play it. It can be, quote, protection against, against a Skull Raid from Oppo, but I want 6 mana for our potential Blood in the Snow. I might start protecting against Skull Raid now. And especially if it was a Snow Swamp, that was another reason to play it. All right, now we have Doomscar protection. That's fantastic. And we'll just keep plunking away. Could even Gifts and kill the Priest if we want. I think I would rather protect against Wrath than get more aggressive than we are right now. Because it doesn't, like, win us the game to clear this Priest out of the way, and then if they Wrath, we just feel like, oh my god, what did we do? Right? Like, why did... It's a disaster if we give up the Gifts and they Wrath, so let's just not set us up for disaster when we are clearly and currently ahead. I'm gonna not attack now because it was kind of free attacks before, but now it's not free with the warrior, so we'll keep that back. Priest is nice. We can get rid of their priest and then clear the way for lethal if they don't have anything coming up. And with double black, we can priest and hold gifts up, so we have all the goods. Oppo pausing with nothing on board, right? So this is an instant of some kind. Keep that in mind. We'll never know. The double edict got milled in the first game, but we never saw it in that game. All right. Guaranteed gems and a chance at incredible profit, really. In terms of reward for winning maximum in a queue, best of 3 actually has the steepest, spikiest payout in terms of doubling the buy-in for the winner. Let's go get it. Wow, that's our 2 mountains. Right there. We do have an Inga to help us find the 2 swamps we would eventually need for that. I do think this is a keep. This is a little unfortunate. This is not the land we're looking for. But the Scry 3 on Inga and the Foretell on 2 and the early bind for aggro is a keep. I actually like just binding that. It's a utility creature worth getting pinned down here right off the bat, I think. Kind of where bind is at its best. Stopping some early utility thing from doing what it can do. Foretell the Raven. We have Raven on 3. Just need any land and we get Inga on 4. Binding and Mistwalker is a great use of a bind for sure. Well, I guess if we're gonna get non-stop, get all of our mountains, might as well draw the Liberator. Kind of a turn late, but I think I like Liberator now, make hay, Sunshine, etc. And then see if we can get anything done with the Liberator before it's useless. All right, found our 4th land. I'm going to send in Liberator and see what they want to do here. I don't think they want to trade for the Sculptor, right? So I'm going to take, yeah, it's not mana efficient, but I'm going to liberate while we can. Interesting. What's this about? I'll take that block all day. Huh, yeah, some people, I don't know. I just got I don't know, I like the value we got out of it, although maybe it was Oppo giving us that value. Right, I mean, it certainly wouldn't have counted on Oppo giving us that trade, so I'm not suggesting haha. But yeah, let's go ahead and threaten. Well, it's not double block draw 3 if they know how to define blocking damage, but we still go ahead and play Inga. Inga plus Blood on the Snow is good times. Double block works on a lot of opponents, but not all opponents. Okay, interesting, because we have 1 snow, and if we get 2 snow, we can get back the Liberator, so we definitely want the snow land. But we need the swamp to cast the Blood on the Snow to begin with. So, want the Icebind Pillar. I guess the question is how greedy are we? Do we want the snow-covered island before we Blood on the Snow to get the... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Liberator back seems too good post-Wrath, right? Yeah, Skull Raid ahead of Sweeping. There's a lot. We got a lot of good plans here. Wow. Okay. There's been some weird scooping today. That's all I can say. Maybe they are late to a meeting and we're gonna get the match one right now. I don't. All you gotta do is slow play a little bit, apparently, and talk through your plays. Pretend you're streaming, gang. Pretend you're streaming and talk through all your plays, and apparently you're gonna get like an extra 10 points of win percentage. Maybe they just hated that they gave up their Sculptor and felt, although they didn't have land for it, I guess. Here we are again with very little to do, but we know that the bind can be poor, but it seems okay here. And I certainly don't like the Intruder here. I don't feel we need the wings, so we're just sending it back again. Yeah, again, we can guess sniping saw hand, but that just seems unlikely. I don't know. I wish I was a popular enough streamer to worry about that more, but it doesn't feel accurate. Look at this. Okay, yeah, play 3 colors, please the magic gods, or something like that. I don't know why, but okay. I guess I'm going to play Snow-Covered Island. There's a world in which they play the rat or whatever, and we don't drop Liberator on 2, in which case we might want to have Snowland going. Nope, Liberator it is, and happily attack into that and boast if it comes up. Daddy Kane, some people do it, you know, to try and get an edge, and that's uncool. I don't do it to try and get an edge. I do it because I'm a deliberate player and Magic's hard. Got to think things through. Well, Sarulf, that's some tough beans. We can Harbinger, Hardcast, Skull Raid on 4, Narfi on 5. And keep playing Snowlands for now. And at least we do have a double block on Sarulf, but I don't know if we'd make it. I feel like we're likely to get blown out if we double block. I mean, they're sending in here. That kind of screams it, right? If we don't feel like we have the tools to beat Sarulf, though, we could just say, look, we're going to take our shot. We're going to make them have it. We presume they do, and then they're going to win the game from here. But I think we could... that's being too defeatist. I'm going to say no blocks, and we're going to see what we can do. I said no blocks. I could have put a counter on the... put the 1/3 on the Berserker. I was being a little too cautious there, probably. I guess I should have at least tried to prevent 2 from the Berserker. Haven, interesting, but can't really play it if we're going to do a Skull Raid here, which I think we do want to do. Yeah, I'll do that. Wow, Necromancer Blood on the Snow pitched. I guess because they're stuck on land. That's got to be what's going on here. But how do you pitch Necromancer? What the heck do they have? Scared. A little scared here. Maybe they're going for the... they kept 2 lands and are trying to get us to snap scoop on the discard alone. Well, we might be at the place where we're just hoping to get to our own Blood on the Snow. So I kind of like calling the bluff now. And again, probably getting blown out, but I still at least have a description of what my outs are. We get to play Narfi. We get to try and find Blood in the Snow. I'm assuming blowout incoming, though. And yeah, we'll go Snow Tap. No, I can't do that because I want to play Narfi here. So we'll go Faceless Haven, though.
Chief Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
I mean, got to block the 3/3 and hope we top deck Blood. It's an out. One-time dealer, Blood on the Snow. Oh, it would be so beautiful. I haven't even done a one-time in, like, a long time. So, Magic Gods, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Well, it's a Snowy Swamp, but we did not get there. Game 3. And do we learn anything new to change our plan? I mean, again, bind is not great against Sarulf. 1 counter gets rid of the bind. But we just don't have much maneuvering. And I don't like putting in the wings. Maybe the intruder. Is this someplace where we learned... where we figure out intruder could do something? I mean, they are like sending in disciples, and... I think it's just send it back. It's pretty slim difference, right? I mean, I just can't see that intruder being that much better than anything we were talking about cutting. All right, Agent Cooper. Yeah, how many disciples have we been hit with? Jeez.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Again, perfect Grixis. Like, it's weird, gang. I feel in the Matrix sometimes. We're gonna keep this. We got perfect mana to start, as perfect as you could hope for out of an opener, plus Inga into blood. Yeah. And we even have a 2-drop. And Oppo has mulliganed. Our win percent chance has got to be pretty high now, but Oppo has good cards. I'm not suggesting we've got this, but I'm saying the advantage meter is already on us. Interesting. Harbinger doesn't do anything for this hand since we have nothing to cast on, nothing to accelerate into. So I'm gonna pick off the Sentinel, I think. Although, what did we see? Maybe there's other. Do we see other stuff that needs to eat the bolt? Sculptor, yeah, Sculptor. Berserker. Let's give it 1 turn, because they can't do much with a Sentinel for 1 turn. So I'm going to play Harbinger. It uses all our mana, and maybe we'll see something else we want to do. Well, Sarulf we can't really get until we get the proper snow. Interesting. I wonder where they're going to put this. CBL was working. Let's give it priority again. I wonder if I can just... Maybe I need to not minimize it. What if I don't minimize it ever? I always minimize it. I'll try just leaving it up on the other screen. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, we can just bolt the Glade Walker instead, and it's not the... Like, it probably means the Sentinel's going to be very underpowered this game if we get rid of the Glade Walker. And there's nothing else to do here, really. So let's do that. Didn't find land. That's too bad. Surian would still bolt the Sentinel. That's true. We do have a blocker there. I don't know. This is a shapeshifter. That's a relevant thing. I mean, it is... But you're right that this could... we could regret that. We might decide that this was the right target. Another 2-drop here. Maybe they'll... Ah, they couldn't bring back Sarulf. That's good. We're having trouble finding land. Oh yeah, and the Necromancer that they couldn't bring back. Lucky. Less lucky is our lack of a 4th land, but come on, any untapped land, we get to Inga to find our find lands after that. Into a Blood on the Snow. Come on, magic gods. Stop messing with me and give me a land. I'll even take a tap land if you'll give me a land. That's even better. Thank you, magic gods. Much appreciated. Let's go digging for more. Sentinel really is helping him out. Surion, you're right. I think you were probably right in the abstract, although in a sense it's going to be good for us because it helps them dump their hand to be swept up by Blood on the Snow. These are good cards, but we can't keep any of them. We want to get... you'd keep the Pillar? I guess we could keep Pillar. Pillar's strong enough, and we can play it and use it. Okay, Although, really, it might be incorrect. Can't play and use it. because we don't have we only have snow island. I think if we had a snow land to activate, I'd be with you. But I think we got to go land hunting. If we get a land, we get to Bergie and pin down the Berserker or whatever. They can really only send, like, if they send the Berserker and, like, if they send stuff, we can threaten to Inga before we Blood on the Snow. Oh, man, doesn't that just give us Inga? I think they just gave us Inga. That's cool by me. Oh, wait, let's see. I have to block that first. Let's go here. Then I can block that, right? Let's do that. Although, Harbinger helps us cast Blood on the Snow, so I should actually just block with a Mistwalker since it's going to die anyway when we Blood. And Harbinger gets us there a turn early if we need it. Hammer says, wait, you don't like that line? Oh, you're just worried I wasn't going to block with Inga. Yeah. Mistwalker is way better, but we get Mistwalker back when we Blood on the Snow with Snowlands or whatever, right? Yeah, that's true. True is right about that. All right. True says we have enough time. I'll listen to True. We'll do it. Ah! That way. Timer! So, with the Blood on the Snow available to us next turn, and the additional snow land getting us back at least the Harbinger, I just like playing the Elixir here. If we luck into a snow land off the top, we can fire off Blood and get back the Mistwalker. That would be incredible. If not, we have to decide whether we want to go the Blood in the Snow route or route. That's language is funny. I'm in a region where I kind of use route and route somewhat interchangeably, but I know that route is not really correct. It's a route. If you want to go route the enemy, you take a good route to them, right? Yeah, so we just chump now. And we're going to blow them out. You say no blocks? Let's save damage and blow up the world. I mean, there's no need, but why wouldn't we save 2 damage? I don't understand, Surion. We are going to Blood on the Snow next turn, yeah? Like, nothing is going to make us not cast this. Disciple into Scoop. All right. Early Scoops all over, but it is pretty much game, as you said. Yeah, early-ish, but pretty much game. All right. We lost like once. 3-0, 6-1. Let's celebrate.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Yeah, Pablo, we had 2 different opponents say cleanly activate your Inga here. I'm tapped out. Here's my attack. Activate your Inga. Go ahead. And then we had another, I think in the first game, well, we probably activate Inga. Should we risk it? And then we did. And like, has anybody ever seen Inga draw that many cards in one event? Like, my thing with Inga is like, okay, fine. A 3/3 for 4 that scries 3 is okay. And then sometimes you can work something out with her sometimes. And then we had a spot where we already had a Wrath effect. And Inga's obviously great with Wrath effects. I would love to see, I don't know if there's any of my former colleagues at Wizards watching, and I've mentioned this before too. As someone who likes to play creature decks and wishes there were more tools to fight Wraths, although they've been better about that. The game has a lot of tools to make it through a Wrath of God these days, make it through Destroy All Creatures. But I would love a more green or white aggressive low drop that has an Inga effect. Give me a low drop green or white creature that I'm willing to play in an aggro deck, that if they Wrath away 3 creatures, that if I put 3 creatures out, that I get something, right? Well, it doesn't need to be card draw. I just love the, and it doesn't need to be broken, right? It doesn't need to be a standard dominating effect. I love the idea of a rider on creature deck cards that give it something back in the event of a Wrath. Just like that design space, that's all. But I like that result. I wasn't sure about the deck going in. It was a really interesting draft, right? We thought we were going to be green for a while, although Tron never did. Tron was like, dude, green's not open. I was like, yeah, but pack 2, we'll get the hookup pack 2. And then the pack 2 hookup wasn't there either, right? And then some people still wanted to play the pack mate. I didn't like it. We got really lucky today, gang. We got lucky, like we're playing a splash. The splash showed up perfectly whenever we needed it, you know? So... yes, Nightmare Shepherd did that as a 4-drop in black, which is very much not a low drop in green or white. So that's where I want it. Anyway, let's say farewell to the Hedge Trimmer. Claim this prize. I should probably finish this quick draft. Let's finish this one up. Might even be one game, in which case at that point we can do something else. But I'm gonna go say farewell to our YouTube friends. Thanks for hanging out for that one, YouTube buddies. We'll catch you at the next draft.